All right, boys, welcome to the weekly trade recap. It's Saturday night right now, and I'm about to go over my trading week. We are up 1.3%. If you think the audio is better, it's because I got a new mic. Psych. Yo, not connected yet. So I need to get some cable stuff for that. But let's go over this trading week. So we are up this week, 1.3%, but it could have been a better week, and I'm going to explain why. So I took a total of 3 trades this week. 1 win, 2 losses. Let's dive into it. So, first things first, did I stick to my plan? This is the most important part of my trading weekly recap and overall of my trading at all, right? If you are sticking to your plan and you have backtested your plan and it is a profitable plan, that is all that matters, okay? So, my plan's pretty simple. Plan number 1, point number 1, no closing before my stop loss or my first TP where I go to break even. Point number 2, no trading on CPI, FOMC, and FP days because my backtesting has said that that is not the right day to be trading, low probability conditions. And then point number 3, only trading pullbacks and pro trend trades. So I'm about to explain that to you, what a pullback and a pro trend trade is. So there are 2 types of trends, right? There's a bullish trend and then there's a bearish trend. That is the example of the bullish trend, and this is the example of a bearish trend. If you don't know basic market structure, I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. This is a higher high, this is a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And in a bearish market, this is a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and etc. Right? So I only take trades like this. A short from a higher high with an 82R, and then a long from a higher low, and a long from a higher low targeting this high. And in a bearish market, it would just be the same thing inversed. So a short here and then a long here, right? Those trades have been proven based off of my backtesting that those are the highest probability trades. That's why I only stick to them, okay? Now, let's go over the trades. Trade number 1. So, I explained this trade in the Discord community, which I can show you right here, right? I was saying, GU's looking spicy, I'm looking for some shorts, and then we got the push down, which was very nice. But yeah, basically this trade was a pullback trade. So if we look at the market structure, we pushed and broke this high, we're at a higher high here, and then I was looking to take the higher low, and actually I was anticipating a shift targeting these equal lows down here because they looked really, really clean. And price did not go all the way down there. So what happened is I took my partials along this push down and then got stopped at break even, which I'm totally fine with because 2.8% is a nice win, right? Had we hit full TP, obviously it would have been a much bigger trade, but we didn't. So it is what it is. And what I was looking at here is this bearish fair value gap, this order block after a sweep of liquidity, textbook sell, pretty simple, right? Let's go over it right away. So off of the 1 hour time frame, as I've just explained to you, we swept this high, started displacing lower, created a fair value gap in this order block, and then I was looking to take shorts all the way into this major liquidity point down here. I take down to the 15-minute time frame because that was basically the reason why I took the execution. So on the 15-minute time frame, where you can see is coming into Asia, we swept this high and then started displacing lower. And if I'm bearish on the day, any bullish sign I will not be looking at for longs, as my bias, my higher time frame analysis is telling me shorts. So even though we did technically shift in market structure right here, I was simply viewing this as a sweep of liquidity before the shorts. And as you can see, as I entered, price shot another direction with lots of good volume, but then reversed on us with strong volume as well. And it is what it is, right? I can't predict that. That's why I take my partials. So why was this a good trade? Sorry, just going on airplane mode. Why is this a good trade? The reason is because it stuck to my plan. I did not close before my stop loss or my TP1 where I went to break even. This is what happened. It was not CPI, not FOMC, and it was a pullback trade. So everything was in my plan. This was taken on Monday. And yeah, it was a no news Monday. Everyone's saying that they don't trade no news Mondays. I personally disagree, but that's a video for another time. Let's go to trade number 2. So trade number 2 is a bit of a more complicated trade because it was technically in my plan, but at the same time, there were some things that I could have waited for in order to take this position. So this was on Thursday, the 13th, and I lost 0.5% because I only risked 0.5%, right? There's no way I'm closing a trade before my stop loss, ever. Once I'm in a trade, I accept the risk. So this trade, you can view right here. And the reason behind this trade is, as I've just explained, basic market structure. We create a high, get a higher low, create a higher, and I was expecting this to be the higher low before the next move up. On top of that, we had a sweep of liquidity, mitigation of our daily zone, and a daily closure gap. So I was looking to take the longs, but not off of the one hour time frame, off of the 15-minute time frame, right? So on the 15-minute time frame, to me, it looked pretty clear, but I could have waited for that extra bit of confirmation, which I'm about to explain. Accumulation, equal highs built, manipulation, sweeping this low, and then I was expecting this to be the distribution. And as I entered this trade, I was thinking there's a possibility now that this displacement is going to be very strong and we're just about to shoot up. What I should have waited for, and that's the reason why I only took 0.5%, is to get that displacement, right? To start displacing up and then take the pullback and then take the long, right? I was going to add 0.5% if we had gotten that, but what happened was price pushed in my direction by 0.4 R and then completely reversed on me, stopping me out for a 0.5% loss. It is what it is. It is what it is, and I cannot change the past or change whatever. What I can change is how I'm going to approach the next trading session, and I'm going to be waiting for more displacement. More displacement means that is just another confluence that you're trading in the right direction, right? So I highly recommend you guys take a note of that. Wait for the displacement. Don't be the guy calling the top or the complete bottom. Just wait for lower time frames to show you. And by lower time frames, I personally mean 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1 minute. That price wants to go in your direction. Wait to see some volume go in your direction and then enter, right? Make it simple. So trade number 3. This was my worst trade of the week and a trade that I should not have taken. This was not a pullback trade or a pro trend trade. You could qualify it as a pullback trade. So this trade was taken on Friday, right? You could qualify this as a pullback trade, but I don't want to be taking a short right here. And that's what that trade was. I took a short down here. Ideally, what you want to be taking is the short right all the way up into here, and then you take your profits basically around where I took my short. So let's go over the trade recap, So off of the 1 hour time frame, what I was seeing was we had this 1 hour order block that got respected. And so I was expecting price to completely go target this low and shift in market structure, which did not happen, and we got completely stopped out. The 15-minute time frame is where things get very, very interesting, and I want you guys to take note because I'm about to drop some sauce, okay? So we were sweeping highs, displacing lower, sweeping highs, displacing lower, sweeping highs, we got some displacement, and I entered after the volume confirmation as price mitigated this supply zone, and then I was expecting to push lower. We got to push lower, and then I got stopped out. It is what it is. But what I want to show you guys, as you can see, right, this zone held and provided the push lower, this zone held and provided the push lower, this zone held and provided the push lower. If you're looking at these zones, these are the last zones, right? So literally on the 15-minute time frame, this zone is the last zone that pushed price lower. You come back into here, this would be the last zone that pushed this move down, right? Come back into here, this 15-minute zone, but the overall 1 hour zone, because the zone goes all the way up to the high, is what pushed price down lower, shifting in market structure here without a break of structure with a body candle closure. But so yeah, it didn't break structure with a body, oh my fucking God. It didn't break structure with a body candle closure, but it did go below that low, right? So I was expecting to see the same thing and start pushing down lower. The 15-minute time frame to me was pretty clear. The only problem was the overall trend and the point where I was selling at. If I zoom out a bit, as you can see, the right area to be selling if we're trading a pullback is all the way up into here, or at least up into here, right? That is way too low in the move to take a short position. So that is why it was a loss, and I fully understand that this is 100% my fault. I should have realized that this was not a pullback trade, right? So that's definitely a point that I'll be analyzing coming into the next week, focusing on the pullbacks, taking a trade at the very high, and then taking a short at the very high, and then taking a long at the very bottom of the move. So the weekly conclusion, this is where it gets interesting because I can talk about all of this, but if I'm not taking notes of the main points, I'm not learning, okay? So trade number one, it was a great trade. It was solid risk management. I have to continue with this risk management where I'm taking partials and securing profits as the trade is going in my direction, okay? Trade number two, I should have waited for more displacement, as I've explained. I should have waited for a stronger market structure shift. And what I also took note of is that it was before news. So Thursday, this was a London session trade around 3 a.m. New York time, and we had 8:30 a.m. news. So I'm definitely keeping note of that coming into the next sessions where we have 8:30 a.m. news. If I collect enough data that says if I'm trading a London session before an 8:30 a.m. news, I'm losing, then the next London session, I might be like, yo, unless this trade is super, super clear, why would I execute it? Because most of my data says that I'm unprofitable in that London session before the 8:30 a.m. news. So this is trading in a nutshell for you, okay? It's finding the environments where you're profitable and finding the environments where you are not profitable. And by finding those, the only way to find those environments is by collecting solid data. And I mean lots of data, okay? If you are trading right now without collecting data, I'm sorry, unless you're already profitable, right? And you've been trading profitably for 1 to 2 years, then it's a different conversation. But if you're a beginner or unprofitable, if you're not collecting data, you're wasting the entirety of your time. The only thing that you are getting from this is pattern recognition, right? Your brain will subconsciously start seeing these patterns and be like, yo, I think I remember seeing this before. This might, like, my instinct is telling me that price is going to go down, but that develops after years and years of trading, not in the first 3 months, okay? That is why you got to be collecting your data. Collecting your data will speed up the process of your brain recognizing these patterns and understanding this is a high probability condition versus a low probability condition. I just dropped a gem there. I hope you understood that so that you're taking your journaling very seriously. Trade number three, simple. I should have stuck to my plan and not traded that pullback trade. I should have shorted it higher if I was going to be looking for shorts and not that low into the move. And that is why it was a loss. I'm totally fine with that. It is what it is. But overall this week, even though I'm up 1.3%, my satisfaction levels on my trading is about a 50% score because I took a trade that was not in my plan. And so that is a detrimental thing to my overall results. So it's bad, right? This is very bad. This was a great trade, and this I should have waited for more confirmation. We did end the week profitable. I hope you don't attach too much result to that. I hope you're not like, yeah, but this guy's good because he made profits, etc. this week. The only thing that matters, right, is if you stick to your plan, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll be making the weekly market outlook. Peace.